to move people around the map real quick. Everybody, though, beforehand, all players, go to your respective rooms or wherever you would be hanging out.
Well, that's two different areas. What's the catch-22 here?
Last prep time before you guys get close to a orbiting place.
Understood. Oh, the last thing we left off on was probably Jules and Aaron getting back from sparring and forgetting how time works.
Yeah. So where would they be coming from then?
I don't know
The
where
stairs?
I don't know where the like, because I know there's a room specifically for training simulations, in the.
Kuri, where's that room?
The training simulation room?
Mhm.
Yes.
I don't think we've ever explicitly gone to the actual sim room in here. So I will say. Damn, y'all actually got me for once. I'm joking. Right here. Normally located in Smoker's office.
So they just hijacked his office for a little bit.
Absolutely, he was off doing other things.
I fucking imagine, like, fully at some point, Smoker's gonna come back and see them, like, chilling in his office and just go, what the fuck?
It's fine.
Juliet beat the shit twice over.
It's fine. She just feels like she's been hit by a train. No big deal.
No, that's just a barbarian.
Halfway slumped on against the desk, just like, that's fun, but also ow.
Smiles. Anyway, Kuri.
Yes.
I see you moving everyone around, so I'm just shooting the shit with Jules at the moment.
Okay. Moved all of my characters, so if you guys would, whoever wants to go first, go ahead. Pop up.
Well, we're primed and ready to go, so.
Gwen, would you still be with Luca?
Depends on how much time has passed.
I'm assuming it's the next morning.
You did say you would be back for Adam to wake up.
Right, I will go back to the room then. Even if Adam is currently in the kitchen.
Well, to be fair, nobody said you had to be awake when he woke up.
True.
No, that was the thing of I'll be back in a little bit. A little bit is not, hey, I'm going to stay out past dawn.
Yeah. But yeah, just fucking Juliet and Aaron chilling in the Smoker's office.
Aaron, completely, utterly unfazed, probably has one or two minor scratches, and there's Juliet, who looks like a fucking train hitter.
And Juliet's just like, did you really have to use fucking ice that much?
That's much. Go ahead.
As you guys are talking, both of you, what's your passive perception?
28.
28.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh, that means that's not high enough.
Unfortunate. Is a nat 20 good?
Yeah.
That isn't. That's
Aaron,
a natural 2.
You don't catch everything. You just catch like, hey, there's a voice. There's a voice on the other side of that door, kind of thing. As Juliet, you do hear Smoker sort of walking and talking to somebody over the phone, and the door opens as he stops just before the other door opens and goes, "Pardon me a moment, I'll be right back. Whoever's in my office, announce yourselves."
Just me and Aaron.
Okay. Why are y'all in my up? Y'all were training?
Yes.
Just a little bit.
Grinning like the cat caught into the canary.
Yeah, no, Juliet's grinning too. It's just like, I'm totally not beat up to hell and back.
Mm-hmm. And I totally believe you.
Who are you talking to?
A friend. Some people I need to have a chat with, and I might need my room for a moment. Y'all are free to stay, but I will warn you, you might have some topics you're not okay with.
Hmm.
Smoke, I've nearly died.
And I did die. Your point?
It takes a lot to get rid of me. And grinning.
Okay. Pardon me, Miss Jules.
Yeah, she'll move and let him pass. Just nope. Juliet's just still against the desk, just like I'm good right here for now.
Yeah. You're like kind of leaning on the desk a little bit, I imagine.
Yeah.
I fully
Keep
imagine Jules actually tried to do the natural lean, fucking did the fuck and slipped and was just laying on the floor.
Yeah.
It's not even that. It's more like they were just about to complete the natural lean, and then Smoker just leaned over, pushed them off his desk. Like, I need my desk.
You could have just said something.
If Aaron could grin any wider without hurting their face, they'd probably be doing so.
Poker soon just has like the fucking peek emote that we've got of Juliet peeking up over the desk.
Okay.
No, I got the right one. Hold on.
Go for it. Go for it while I start describing this. He hits a couple buttons, and you see right where Juliet was leaning, opens up, and a screen starts to slide up. And the little keyboard in the center flips over, and he starts typing a little bit. Both of you give me insight checks if you'd like. You don't need these. These are simply for flavor, but...
Here we go again.
Wait,
Jules.
how is that? Literally cannot roll below a 10, but I still managed to roll a 1.
Yeah, one still count.
Damn.
Yeah, sorry. So... Aaron, you recognize Smoker's wearing a pristine suit. Not one of the ones he wears day to day, but like this one's a special kind of suit. And doesn't
He's a
put-
special boy
need
in a
you
special
to...
suit.
Yes. And this special boy immediately kind of looks at both of you with that glare of like a full-grown parent telling you to shush while they start their work meeting.
Juliet just nods and doesn't say a damn word.
He taps 3 buttons, and you see on both screens 4 little cameras with faded out and sort of shaded individuals pop up, and Smoker takes a seat. Now, my last orders were, I'm going to be busy. What you do does not concern me unless it is a detriment to all. So why, on the days I've asked that I not be disturbed, have y'all gone and called me? Called a meeting, even. And one of the left screen's top left corner speaks up first. The voice distorted, and I don't have a distortion box, so I'm not going to attempt that, but
Yeah, just talk
They,
normally.
yeah, they essentially say, "Well, boss, we ran into something. Do you remember what was his name?" And like, you can kind of glean because these are see-through screens that they're looking off to somebody, and you hear distant. Right, the Marconis. You remember them? Yes, they were. The youngest one grabbed Noir, and now they're not a problem anymore. Well, they're kind of moving, boss. And the kind of moving. You know those monsters you told us to keep a word out for? Marconis? Marconis. They're moving crates of these monsters. Looks like it's for an Ezekiel Lancelot. He's planning something, boss. Maybe. Thank you for the update. Now, who's next? We got the papers you wanted. Hey, Aaron, make me a intelligence save after I say this. We got the current location on Lord Saitos. He's moving, sir.
Intelligence save?
Yep.
Oof.
We'll run back to that one. He's moving, sir. He's been seen near Magic Kingdom, but only briefly, near the actual castle itself. And the tails on him? Haven't been noticed as far as we can tell. Put extras. I don't want him sneezing without me knowing. And at that point, you both watch as the blazer he has comes off, and a lot of the people, even though you can't see their faces, you see their bodies physically tense. And he leans his knuckles against the desk. Continue. We're looking into that thing you asked us to. Those two individuals. I asked you to look into a lot. Clarify. The pink-haired mage Z and the savage Apex. We think we got a lock on their old location. Send me a message via. And he looks at both of you and then uses a code word. Like, clear as day, it's like him having to force himself to use a code word. Carrier pigeon. I'll send you the last location. Yes, sir. Does anyone have anything else to ruin my trip? And like, there's that kind of uncomfortable silence. Now, if that's all, continue what you're doing. Oh. South. And like one of the lower right hand corners screen kind of responds, yes, sir. Someone hurt one of my carrier pigeons. Name's Johnny. Make them disappear. Cleanly, sir? No. I told them all once. My messengers are not to be shot. And if they are, I'll burn your fucking house down. And with that, he kind of looks past both of you and just hits one little key and ends all the calls at once as the screens begin to slide down again. A deep inhale followed by a very tired sigh, with what glasses he had on being lifted to his forehead and kind of pinching his nose. Damn it, Johnny.
Is he alright? We're going to be alright?
He'll be fine. It's simply a flesh wound. Aaron. He reaches out. Aaron, he starts to reach out towards you. How do you react? With a Unsuccessful save.
Hmm. Like a child from a bad household being grabbed in public.
His hands stop. Are you all right?
A question for you, Kuri.
Yes.
Can Smoker tell... How do I put this? The answer is probably yes, but regardless, can... Because of his status of being, so to speak, is he capable of feeling hearts?
He cannot feel them. It is more a sort of awareness of them. Aware of changes in them. Though not exact changes, just they are changed from what they were when he first gathered round them.
Have you ever had the feeling of your heart pounding in your chest to a point that you can no longer feel it?
Yes.
That.
Juliet,
Yeah.
would you mind giving us the room?
All right. I'll go to the cafeteria area, and she just sort of skitters out.
Go ahead and set some tea on the kettle.
All right.
He sits in his chair again. You don't have to stand if you don't want to.
A half-broken mess of different languages is all that happens. Like someone who forgot how to speak and only knows broken jargon.
Takes about maybe 20 to 30 seconds before he replies in that same manner of broken jargon. Aaron, take a seat. Catch yourself.
That is such a horrible way to describe that. I'm sorry, and I have to, because it's the only way that I know how to in this moment. Aaron
For it.
sits like a puppet losing its strings.
He just
Clumsily and with too much effort.
he watches. I was not aware that they were going to bring up that bit of information. I'm sorry. How do you feel?
There's a physical pause, as if Aaron does not know how to answer that question. As if it's the first time anyone has asked that question in a long time. And in completely normal Greek, their mother tongue, their mother's tongue, They just. I don't know.
Why?
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 He's my father.
No.
No?
He helped implicate your birth, but that's not your father. Father is a role, much like parenthood. Though you may genetically and biologically have fathered somebody, does not make you their father. A lesson I learned very quickly and very early on.
Simon. In Greek still.
Yes.
I should understand, right? Why he did what he did?
No? If you spend the world's time trying to decipher why one does what they do, you will become your brother, holed up in a tower, questioning everything, following every order given, until all questions are answered. Is that what you want to do? Answer every question before making your move?
Every time I've done otherwise, it's led to someone dying.
Death is not an end. It is a hesitation, but not an end.
Simon?
Yes.
Do you think Gray regrets it?
I don't know. Ask him yourself. He's in that corner. And he openly points to this corner right here, where no check is needed. The room seems darker than it should be.
Aaron doesn't turn at first. And then after an almost painful wait, for most people at least, Aaron finally does halfway turn to face that side of the room, and not changing dialects or tone, just goes, "Do you regret it?"
There is no response. He's not going to be vocal. He can't be. Not without Vivian. Or someone to leech off of.
I think Smoker sees the flicker of a thought cross their expression.
He immediately speaks up. Don't. I'll do it. And he stands, walking carefully but clearly until you don't see him anymore. You hear a broken voice, but one familiar. Not for a damn second.
Would you accept an apology if I gave you one?
Did you sneeze? Did you cough? Did you do anything worth apologizing for?
In a manner more befitting to quote-unquote normal Aaron, there's a half-cocked joke of, I take that as a no.
You're goddamn right it's a no.
Still, I'm sorry.
I do not accept your apology.
I figured.
Hat looks good on you, kid.
I'll try to make you proud.
Just be you. And around that point, you do kind of feel like it's one of those things of like you are aware there are a certain number of people in the room, but you can feel that there's one less person in the room now. As Simon makes his way back to his seat, no roll needed. There is now a heavy amount of sweat on his brow, and he is putting a handkerchief back into his front pocket.
In a bit of a warble of English. You're an idiot.
He looks you dead in the face and smiles. I'm a father.
The brief glimmer of a smirk, half-cocked smile drops. I guess you are.
Yeah, but for you, I'm an uncle.
Oh, by the way, you want to know what I did to Juliet in the training simulation?
Go ahead.
She tried to shimmer dodge past an ice patch I made with Blizzard and tripped into an entangle spell. Twice.
You need to work on them.
I'm trying. The only person who seems to know that I'm capable of truly busting out some good moves is Cayde, which is why he doesn't let me see him on the battlefield.
And he'd probably whoop your ass.
I don't need to talk about that. Thank you, Simon.
Anytime.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm not leaving this fucking room for a bit.
He nods and then taps something, and the screen right here kind of pops up. As he leans down and starts grabbing some paperwork, he taps two buttons, and a familiar face lights up on the screen. Better you keep him company than I, then. You see hand skin, scarred face, and that vibrant blonde hair on the
Are you
screen.
gonna curse me with Constantine at this hour of the night?
I'm gonna curse you with Constantine Johnny, yeah. And you immediately hear, "What? Oh, and hey!"
What did I tell you about getting shot?
It was a flesh wound, and that's where we'll go ahead and move to somebody else. Who has something they want to do?
Me.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Testing.
Hey, Viv.
Yep.
Uh, I just kind of have these things. I don't know what I can do with them, and I'm gonna show the Ultima shards that I have still.
Viv's gonna blink at them for a minute. And lean forward as you present them. Well, hell, look at that.
I'm just gonna have them with me for a while. They've kind of been collecting dust.
Well, ain't no use collecting dust if you can make something out of them.
How would one do that?
Depends on your skill set, kid.
Hmm.
You know
I don't
anything about making keyblades?
No, I do not.
All right then.
Damn. Do I know anyone who could?
I need you to roll an insight check.
Okay. Nat 1.
Fair enough. Vivian pulls out the goggles that she snagged off of Noir earlier and starts fiddling with them.
What's you doing? I didn't make these. Really?
Yeah. That's the interesting part, I think.
It is, because I found them when I was talking to you in your room.
The shards?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
I had one of them, yeah.
Where'd I get the other one? I don't know. Regardless, it is weird that I wonder who made them.
Oh, if I'm right about what those are, it's not about who made them, it's about what it makes. The pieces that were shattered.
I'm sure it's something potentially dangerous.
Depends on what or who you are and how you use it, really.
I guess. That is true.
Vivian leans forward and taps one of the shards. You almost see a spark run from it up her arm. That.
Vivian.
Mhm.
Please describe to Cayde what it looks like when Vivian feels an emotion.
Ooh. Okay. There's a pause. And she takes her hand away. You can watch her face go from showing general interest and curiosity to a freeze frame of almost nothing. Only to watch as her face slowly contorts into confusion and then a melancholy sadness. For once, the mask fell away. For just a second.
So even if they're not whole, they seem to be, for lack of better words, powerful.
Yeah. And she backs up a bit further
Hmm.
as you watch that strange change over her slowly fade, and she returns back to her usual, nah, this isn't gonna affect me sort of face.
I'll just keep that in my mind palace for a while. Kuri, would Cayde know anyone pretty good other besides this person in front of me?
Go ahead and give me a history check with advantage. Yes. You've heard rumors about some individuals down at the Magic Kingdom who are more or less like a student of hold on, what's the word? Right. Just the student of Chip and Dale. Like the singular student of both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Who learned from your own knowledge, you know that they were someone that you visited during your tenure as a student of Tristan. You never met them. You never saw anything other than like a glimpse of their little robe, sort of apron mix. Like a blacksmith robe that, like blacksmith apron that ends with a robe kind of attachment. You never saw anything more than that, but you have heard that they were working on some little projects and whatnot. And when you brought it up to, who would you have brought it up to actually? With the knowledge of gaining that, who would you have brought it up to in your past?
What do you mean?
You had Tristan as a teacher figure, and I believe we've mentioned before you and Arthur had a strained relationship, but there was still one that existed.
Yeah. What are you asking me? What if? What do you?
Who would
What am I
Cade
supposed
have
to do?
asked after figuring out, like, hey, that person's doing a thing? Assuming Cade's curiosity got the best of him, who would he have asked, like, hey, what are they doing?
I assume probably Tristan.
So upon asking Tristan, you got the response of, give me a minute, and then watched him walk into a restricted area, and a couple, knights did follow him, but then you watched them cartoonishly get thrown back before just hearing a loud screech of like, who are you? Hey, what are you doing? What? What are you doing? You got like projects, what are you doing? Called Ultima projects. I'm working on them. Okay, that tells me nothing. They're secret projects. Okay. What's the secret? That's not how. Are you normal? What's happening here? You just threw a man 30 feet away. Yeah. What is the secret? And then you, like, the voice that was loud before got quiet, and Tristan's volume did not change. Just the uh huh. Cool. And then and you watched him walk back up to you and the rest of your class and go, apparently, the first Grandmaster's Ultima blade got shattered. And if you can find some pieces for it, called Ultima pieces, you can apparently do some crazy shit with it. Such as build a weapon or build a... He said one more thing. I think he either said cure or one more separate thing. I don't know what it is, but you need like 5 of them to do either.
Oh.
Yeah. And we should probably get back to the lesson before Arthur chews my ass out.
Okay.
And then after that memory completes, you just fully snap back to your current place, and see Vivian is staring at you like that was not a short flashback. That was a ride for both of you, except one person was asleep.
I'm just staring out in space, a little drool in my mouth.
The full on duh. I'm unlocking my sixth sense. But yeah, no, you have that. That is info you have, and you have remembered perfectly.
Looks like I have a lead on this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some dude way back apparently was working on Ultima stuff in the Magic Kingdom.
Vivian just nods and goes, "Yeah, those are pieces of Ultima."
God, I don't remember. I think I had like 3 pieces specifically, right? Anyone have a note on that?
Uncertain.
Hmm.
Oh wait, no, Aaron does. Aaron has notes on it, so we'll get the direct answer in a moment. Continue, regardless.
So if I somehow were to find this guy, I could, well, if I could do some stuff with this stuff, but it would have to be later.
Later? Why
I
do you say
mean,
later?
We are going to the that mystery place, which is currently my curiosity is mostly hindered towards. Though I could just portal to the Magic Kingdom if I wanted to, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, you might startle the guards there, yeah.
So yeah, later. Put a pin on that. Hopefully, I will remember.
Well, that's on you, kiddo.
Think
Those things are interesting, to say the least, depending on how or what you want to do with them.
it seems to be. Thanks for the information that you have to spare.
Depends on what questions you want to ask. Got plenty of information, just always depends on what you want to know.
Hmm.
She is still fidgeting with the goggles that she snagged off of Noir.
What do those goggles do?
She looks down at them, squints at them a bit. Good damn question. She points at a maker's mark along the inside of one of the rims. It's not hers. There's a different name inscribed into it.
What's it read as?
Deadeye.
Dead Eye. I assume you do you have like a lick of information on that?
Oh yeah, I know exactly who made them.
Oh,
As for what they do, hell, I don't know.
may I see for a sec?
She hesitates. Like you've asked her to hand over something much more precious than just a pair of weird goggles. before finally offering them over.
Thank you. Guess you'll try them on.
Try them on?
Yeah.
Nothing. Like looking through glasses. Not even the tint from the goggles is clear.
Is there like anything on like the actual goggles themselves, like a switch or a button or whatever?
You see, as you feel them, you can tell part of their design is that there are these cog wheels attached around the lenses. And they look like they can be moved, but not by themselves. It has to be moved when the other one is also moved. They have to be tandem. They have to be moved tandemly.
So I guess move them tandemly.
So you try them on. You grab the right and left ones and you twitch them a little bit. And linked gears, thank you. You twinge them a bit, and you do see something flip, but your sight does not change. You look around.
Yeah.
Where do you look first?
I would guess towards my left where Viv is.
Again, it's like looking through glass. You don't see anything funky about Viv.
Pan to my right.
Where there's nobody, or
Just pan. Just slowly looking around to my right.
so you kind of like look left towards where Vivian is, and you look around, and like this entire time, I imagine you like fidgeting with the lenses still.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you get on one, and you notice. Flip back to the other one prior, and like nothing. Flip to this one. There's something in the corner. It's moving. It's
corner?
going this corner,
Oh, okay.
and it's moving this way.
Follow. Well, my eyes follow it.
You follow it, and you follow it all the way until you realize what it is. It is a shadow. Noir, who has been resting on the couch this entire time, because he's in trouble, has not had a full shadow. Like, it's been very small comparatively. And then as this shadow moves closer to Noir, he gains a little bit color, like a little bit more color in his face, and his rest from what before was like very much like limp child is now just like, oh, I'm comfy.
That's so
And
weird.
huh?
No, continue. Just weird.
Yeah. In fact, there after you get to staring at Noir for long, do you adjust anything?
Yes. Continue to adjust.
You flip through a couple of them and nothing happens for a bit until you flip through one and you realize Noir is now sitting up and staring at you. And then you like flip back. He's laying down again. Flip, sitting up and staring. What do you do now?
Oh, is he doing what?
What do you do?
I guess take him off for a second if he's doing that on purpose because I'm.
You do not look away from him. You take them off. He's now turned around with his face towards the actual back of the couch, and he is just like resting like that, almost those Z's kind of animation.
Okay, so he's just doing that on purpose.
Here's maybe.
Don't say
So roll an
maybe.
insight check.
Okay, sure. It's maybe the goggles.
It might be. Who knows? Noir moves fast. Not that fast.
But
Noir moves fast, but not that fast. He would have to be moving to the point where you would still hear you would either see his clothes settling or like just full on like clear signs of movement. And anything with that you're not getting. It's very much just like he slowly turned over to face there. Not from a place that could be detected like of, hey, I was sitting up and staring at you for a moment.
I has Noir just been moving quickly, or
Vivian.
Vivian just raises a brow at him and then looks towards Noir.
Noir has not moved outside of a point for when he felt suddenly comfortable and turned towards the back of the, like, turned face towards this end of the couch. That's the only movement he has done.
She'll stare for a minute, think about her answer, and then look back to Cayde. Why, what do you see?
he's just kind of moving faster than usual. What it seems like. Hands them back.
Vivian takes the goggles back and looks them over. Interesting. Do me a favor.
Hmm?
Point at where you see him. Point at where he's sitting to your view. Or at least
Okay.
was.
You point.
So you point to where he was sitting up?
To where he was. Yes, that's what I was asked
Okay.
of.
Viv takes a second to reach onto the table and grab a napkin and ball it up before tossing it directly at that in that direction.
You toss it at that direction, and Juliet, Cade, and Vivian, you all watch as a quick, tiny little spike just stabs at that little balled up, crumpled paper, and then just retracts and it falls to the ground normally.
What are you guys doing?
Science.
And science involves throwing paper balls at the kid?
Science can be various. Can be very mysterious sometimes.
It involves. Oh, I know what you fucks are doing. All right. You dick.
Hey, those are the goggles from yesterday, yeah?
It.
Those are funky things.
You're telling me.
Yeah, are you supposed to be able to see X-ray through them?
Vivian blinks and then turns to stare at you. Supposed to what now?
I didn't see that when I was wearing them.
Yeah, yesterday when Noir had a hold of them, he had them on some sort of X-ray setting. He was freaking out because all he was seeing was skeletons. Speaking of which, he doesn't really, like, I looked through the goggles and I looked at him and, he didn't really have a skeleton, yeah? Out of character?
The X-ray vision of Noir was not the same one that you saw when you saw Gwen. There were bits that were changed,
Yeah.
like out of place, and not just like the subtle out of place, just like the real like, oh, what the fuck, kind of out of place.
Yeah, no, Juliet just flounders for a moment before she's just like, apparently there are things that aren't quite in place in Noir. At least comparing him to Gwen.
Insight check.
Oh, jeez. What the fuck?
Oh,
Neither of you are allowed to know. This is entertaining.
Hang on, hang on.
he hasn't made his insight yet. That was from before. That was my request. Cade,
Entertained. Ooh, okay.
Why did I have to get 2 nat ones in a row?
I'm entertained. Because you started
I'm
off
not.
with a 20.
Okay, I don't. I.
It's okay. Since this is not being pulled into a private area,
Nope.
this will probably be something that will be easily discerned.
Juliet is probably staring directly at the goggles like, what the fuck do they do? The shit? What the fuck? Or like staring at Noir like, this child has grown a new head. Not that he didn't have 2 heads before, but okay. This is a new wrinkle.
Is it something else?
As for Cayde, you watch Vivian's eyes dart directly to Noir and then straight forward off into the distance and jitter almost like she's running through information too fast in her head.
Thinking.
Thinking, but it's quick. It's a little bit too chaotic for standard thought. For most people, you would consider that slightly panicked.
But this isn't most people. By the way, how long does this thinking take?
But she's going to stay silent. She knows something. She's not saying it.
Are you gonna say what you were thinking?
Beg pardon?
You were thinking,
I think a lot, kid.
but specifically here, about this situation.
Look, I just want to know if it's normal for the kid.
Vivian winces slightly. And you watch her think for a minute more before. Yeah, let's just say it is.
She was thinking again.
Yeah, no, Juliet's just staring at Viv now, just like, I know that kind of answer. That's a bullshit kind of answer. I don't know whether I roll inside again.
You're welcome to if you want.
Let's see if my luck improves. It does!
Woo! You can tell without even a question that Vivian isn't letting all of the information that she knows out. That's not a question, that's a fact.
Yeah.
She knows exactly what's going on, unfortunately. But something about what's going on she doesn't want to say.
If something's the matter.
Vivian will reach out and grab the goggles again, stuffing them into a pocket.
Vivian.
Hmm.
As you grab them again to stuff them in your pocket, the moment they are out of eyesight, Cayde and Jules, roll me an insight or perception check with advantage.
Fuck you, I'm going with perception. 36.
Damn it.
Okay.
Guys,
Yes.
Aaron needs 5 minutes.
Okay, we'll take a quick
Okay.
pause.
Oh, okay.
So
What
you
does my 36 get?
your 36 and your 23 get a physical reaction from Vivian as the sound of goggles just turned into the sound of clinking metal. Not the same kind of metal, but the moment it is no longer in absolute view, it has changed.
Julia's going to move to try to get them back into view.
Vivian is going to lean away from Juliet like, what the fuck you doing trying to touch me, motherfucker?
She's
Just like
not
the
touch Vivian. What?
They're in
Let
her
me look-
pocket.
Yeah, then Juliet just like leaned to the side to see if she could see around Vivian, not fucking look into the pocket.
I think it's because of the movement.
Okay. So yeah, so you like lean to look into the pocket, like lean to look behind and like where the pocket would be, and you just get the Vivian turn of like, no, no.
Juliet just.
Why'd the sound change?
Vivian puts her hand back into the pocket and pauses. She tilts her head slightly to one side this time. You bastard. Did you fucking... You see her rummage around in her pocket for a second. You fucking did.
Did what?
Vivian is going to look up towards the ceiling for a minute. Sigh
What are you
and
looking?
go, well, you want to explain what the hell you did, Deadeye? Jackass.
You hear, though it's not like a blatantly, like, even though looking up, you hear from the couch, I didn't do nothing.
Vivian
One-
turns her head. That's a blatant lie, and you know it.
Juliet looking over at the couch.
It said something too. What's that, bud?
I was gonna say the one where Noir's at, or
Yes, the one where Noir's
Okay.
at. There is a figure, kind of standing, but clearly not fully capable of standing on their own. And they are putting a jacket, like a little jacket, over Noir's shoulders. As they have one hand sort of on Noir's tiny little hand comparatively. Don't touch my shit.
What? Did you
Well,
delete the
damn it, I
goggles or
didn't. Your
something?
son did, and now he's in trouble, and you know it.
My son didn't touch nothing. You know he can't get in that side of the room.
Yeah, but he did still have the goggles to begin with.
Yeah, you did. And you kind of feel. You watch this person or this figure rummage around in what could possibly be a pocket, or is just looks like a pocket, or pulling something out and gently wrapping it around Noir's arm, clipping it. He now has a little 2-circle bracelet on.
Mhm. What's that about?
You trying to spoil your kid early.
Goddamn right I am. Don't know how much longer I'm gonna be like this, so
not be depressing?
Fuck you, I'm not being depressing. I'm being real.
Yeah,
And
depressing.
you, how about this, dear sister of mine?
Hmm.
Come here. Put the token on the map.
God damn it.
What's wrong?
Knowing you, lots of shit.
Just come here for a minute, numb nuts.
Vivian looks back up at the ceiling, shakes her head, and then stands up. Only to move to another chair to sit back down, and offering out her arm. Yeah, what you want?
He grabs the hand, letting go of Noir, and sort of forming a bit more like his old self, but still with little droplets and waves of what his current form is. Take a guess. Can't get into my room. He didn't grab yours. What else has the name Deadeye on it?
All your shit.
Oh, this is like the third grade puzzle all over again. You're overthinking it. Points to Cade. Quick, what is connecting the name Deadeye, my old nickname, and them goggles?
Clearly, this isn't quick.
He understands. That's why he's not like immediately changing. He's just like still pointing at you. He's like, "Eh, I believe in you. Come on."
Sorry, but the only connection I can see is the fact that the name is on the goggles. In the old eye and their goggles.
What was that last bit?
Eyes and goggles.
You're overthinking it.
Yeah. Good guess, Jules.
Juliet shrugs after a moment. Just, your past? I don't know.
Relation. Deadeye was my old nickname, and Noir's my son. All things related to me. And for a moment, he almost lets go of Vivian's hand as he turns to kind of lean down to where Noir is and just watch him rest peacefully.
And what, you decided to give him a prototype Keyblade?
I ain't give him nothing.
That's a lie and a half.
V. That's my keychain on his wrist. I It's the only thing I'll give him.
Vivian huffs. So you're telling me he's already summoned one? Is that what's going on? Because I really don't believe that at that age.
Oh, hell no, he ain't summoned nothing yet. Think about it, V. Go get your goggles, and before you tuck 'em in tonight, take a long look at 'em. You know the answer's gonna be there.
I don't need my goggles, and you know that.
I know.
It's all the rest of you.
He ain't summoning no keyblades, but he's reaching out to what used to be mine. I ain't fully around no more, so what is mine? I'm gonna return to where I am.
If
You
more
know he's
shit
close.
from your side of the room starts disappearing,
Just maybe move the dangerous shit to your side of the room and put it in the lock and key version. It ain't my fault that you put return and everything on in there.
look, you bastard. At some
Yeah.
point, you're getting yourself back, and you know it.
Cayde and Jules, perception check or success with consequence. Your choice.
Perception. Never mind.
Jules?
I think a 33 will get me.
Oh, yep. You just didn't load in time. Cayde, you want to accept that or you want to go with consequence?
No
Oh.
consequence.
Jules, you see that kind, loving face immediately sour and turn. I ain't coming back, V.
And why the hell do you think not?
You're not bringing me back.
The hell you say?
Yeah, I do say. Think about it, V. I can be anywhere in a second. Constantly watching over everything. Watching all of them. Making sure they're safe. And if it comes down to it, just takes a little elbow grease and I can give them a quick respite. Cover their asses while they collect their own shit.
Yeah, I know you partially wrapped around all of their hearts. I get it. I see it plain as day. But they'd want you to be here.
They miss me.
Yeah, I wonder why.
As I'm an idiot.
No shit.
But
Just-
they're fine.
You try saying that again and look at those kids.
He looks dead at Cayde and Jules. They'll be fine. And Jules, Cayde, you see someone looking at you with genuine sincerity and hope. Like an unbreakable will kind of look of, yeah, they'll be fine.
Pardon me, I'm dying a little bit now.
You're Bard, I'm sorry for this being so serious in front of y'all, but... And he looks at Vivian. I'm not coming back. fine where I am.
Yeah. You're with your kid, I get it. It's your dream
And the
life.
one that got away. Viv,
What?
I don't need to explain it to you, do I? You see it too.
Vivian stares at the wall for a minute, not wanting to face any of them.
They lost the lovable idiot, but they'll get on your good side. After all. And he bumps her shoulder a little bit. Noir's already picked you over the favorite twin.
That almost gets us a swat swung at him with her free hand.
He's got like this smuggish little like, aha. You ain't gotta open up. You ain't gotta open up to them. They'll open you up.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
We got a can opener in here?
Get the x-ray goggles, you'll find one.
Don't you dare.
Don't think we need a can opener.
Stands up. Pulls back Vivian's hat. Plants a soft kiss on her forehead. See, sis. Don't be bringing me back for nothing now.
Why in hell would I ever make it for nothing? You got kids here, Gray.
And they got you.
Oh, Gray. You know better than that.
Nah. It's me we're talking about. And he lets go as it kind of distant, disappearing. Not really. And he dissipates back into a shadow.
Vivian flexes her hand a little bit, the one that Gray was holding, before letting it fall limp at her side. God damn jackass.
And I did get some water started for tea, so. I think I'll probably go actually make some then. It's just like, this is a tea situation, this is a tea situation.
Okay.
Vivian stands up again, though much slower this time. Fucking jackass. Sorry about that, Kate.
Fine. Your siblings, after all.
Yeah, siblings to a jackass. A dumb idiot, sure.
Nah, you love them anyway.
Of course I do. But I think that's the problem, I guess. All the good hearts are dumbasses around here.
I can't deny this information.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, all of them seem to want to just take the hit for everybody else. And I
Yeah.
really wish they wouldn't.
sucks.
Vivian finally turns back to face you again.
Hmm?
Perception check, if you would, please.
Oh.
Ooh. She seems much more tired than before Gray spoke or touched her. And the look on her face is that same melancholy that you noticed when she touched the Ultima pieces. Even as she starts to walk back over towards another chair. Her eyes seem to be a little too bright. Like there's a light inside them.
Saying metaphorically or literally?
Both.
Oh. Can I feel anything?
What are you looking for specifically?
God, I guess. I guess this is the most specific can be something spiritual.
Okay. Spiritual, no, not quite, but you do feel a fading resonance of a heart.
Can I hone in?
Arcana check, please.
At 12.
Hone in precisely? Not quite. But you can feel that whatever was there is fading. And that's weird. People normally don't have fading heart. Especially of that strength that you could just sense it.
Do you feel anything fading?
Vivian raises an eyebrow at you.
I know I'm really feeling something that's fading.
Yeah, my dumb brother being connected to me. What you want?
Okay, thank you. Where's that tea at?
Excuse me?
Where's the tea at?
Give Juliet a second. You watch as slowly that melancholy look fades again. In the same time as you're sensing that heart fade.
This'll work out. Yeah.
Is there anything else you two want to say?
Got nothing.
Then, moving to the kitchen as Jules walks in to grab the tea and whatnot. Jet, what are you
Yeah.
saying to Adam?
So, her sister was a witch, right? What would that make her?
Juliet's just
believe-
giggling in the corner now.
I believe from my meeting with her, he was also a witch. Witch
I-
is a relative title, not a de facto state of good or evil.
Are you two having fun?
We're doing
I'd-
something.
Need any help with the tea?
I might need some taking it out, but actually, yeah, no, at this point, there's enough tea for everyone. Juliet's looking at what she's made, and she's just like, yeah, no, let's just all go out and have tea.
I'm fine here, and also, that is blasphemy. There's never not enough good tea.
Okay, Mr. Fancy over there.
Mr. Fancy, I just love tea. Have I used it as a coping mechanism? I don't know. That's a talk between me and my Oh my god, my therapist is dead.
Yeah, you're probably going to have to get a new one, huh?
Oh, I'm going
You think
to
your
have
insurance would even cover it?
I don't
The
think
fuck
he has
insurance?
insurance.
What the fuck is insurance?
What case in point?
I'm messing with you. Of course I have insurance.
300
Holy
years
shit.
later? Are you sure it would last 300 years?
I
Well,
think most premiums would run out by that point.
maybe. This is a very weird conversation. You two give me very weird conversations. I don't
I
dislike
know,
them, but
isn't it
still.
fun?
Yeah, oh, that reminds me. I have a bank account. I wonder what's up with that. Do you think my bank account's still open?
Well, I mean, wasn't Gwen still open?
Jesus, that's terrifying.
Oh yeah, no, it fucking was when we found out how much was in there.
Oh, yeah, no, I can only imagine.
Holy shit.
This is gonna sound horrible. I, against her will and, better wishes, I paid for a majority of our dates, so she saved a lot more than I imagined she could. Oh, and then she wasn't declared dead like me, though, so her bank account would have stayed open.
Juliet just shrugs, just like, I don't know. Are you able to call up your bank and ask about your account?
He gives you that look of, really? And then
Uh,
then does the very old thing of like one pinky out, one thumb up, and puts it to his face. Yes, hello, this is Adam Drouet, son of Mordred Drouet. I was declared dead because I was publicly beheaded. Or rather, Was I? I actually don't remember how I died. Oh, that's.
He was stabbed
that's
in the
their shit.
chest.
I know, Gwen. This is an Adam funny.
Juliet, just like, to be fair, do you even want to remember how you died?
No, actually, no. No, that's probably best. I don't remember.
Yeah, let's not sweat those details.
Yes. Yeah.
You want to keep going with your joke, or are you good?
I'm. Uh, I'm just thinking about the old times again. Ugh.
You sure you don't want to come out and have tea with the rest of us?
I survive off tea, so why not?
All right.
Also, quick question, real important, towards you, Jet. Why are you
Important
asking
man.
about witches? You're a pirate.
Juliet, after taking a step out, leans back in. Is just like, it's Jet. Don't question their thought process.
That's using someone's name as an adjective does not explain anything.
Explains enough, and she just fucking continues.
Alright, there's this new tea blend that I've been working on.
What is it?
How do you like it? Orange
What?
and mint.
No.
Jet, come on.
There's a moment where Adam is standing by himself and then just goes, "Where the fuck was that tea bag that he had in his hand beforehand?" Got some?
Yes.
Hand me the tea bag.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Can I roll perception to see if I can spot the tea bag on Jet?
Go ahead.
I mean, their arms are like crossed. It's clearly visible in one of the hands.
Yeah. No, Juliet's just going to get up real quick, step up behind Jet, and just yoink the tea bag out of their hand and toss it over to Adam.
Oh, hey, how did that get there?
Making direct eye contact, cast Fira in his hand. This is an abomination of nature. And then just backs into the kitchen.
So Luca just walked in on that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Juliet looks over, it's just like, oh, hey, Luca.
He has his eyes closed and he looks like he's trying to figure out the right words to say. You know that like half open mouth of like, I have so many things I could say at this moment and none of them are good kind of look.
Juliet's just grinning. She's like, what's the matter?
He closes his mouth and opens his eyes and looks directly at you. Juliet Harold.
Yeah.
I have not slept. And he pauses and looks directly at Vivian with that brief look of horror. Like he hadn't noticed she was right there.
And Vivian's eyebrows are raised like you want to finish that statement?
Juliet is trying and failing to hide the fact that she is dying of laughter now. She's got her
What?
fucking head pressed up against Jet.
I don't think we need to get into this conversation now.
But don't we?
Do we? With that look
Hold
of,
on.
you want to talk?
Vivian folds her arms over her chest and leans back in her chair. And then just looks Luca up and down like, damn, you look like shit. Do I want to call you out or should I leave it quiet? The temptation.
No roll needed from Viv, but everyone else in the room, roll perception.
You know, I've been perceiving a lot of things today. 28, so
Watch me perceive nothing.
I literally can't roll below my passive perception.
Oh, hey. A 25.
Oh, nice.
As I told Gwen, those eye bags are Versace.
Wow, you look like shit.
I see you're all comfortable with me now.
Yeah.
And he looks at his wrist, where apparently now he has a watch. Wonder where he got it from. And he just stares at it for a moment before going, "It took you exactly 1 week, 2 days, 14 hours, and 36 minutes."
You were actually keeping track?
Yes.
Hey, it's Luca.
What, you didn't want to keep track of the seconds too?
He did.
I was being nice. I'm just waiting for the moment one of you decides to actually open up to me. Well, one of you already did.
Oh shit, who's that?
Gwennon.
Hmm,
Huh.
unexpected. But alright.
Not really. The only reason I was betting on Cayde is because he talks enough.
Hmm.
Which, by the way, that means I lost, didn't it?
Yep.
But you didn't win either.
No.
You guys were betting on that?
Who won?
Just the stare at Vivian.
Vivian smirks. That'd be Smoke and Molly.
Why does no one ever let me in on bets? Sucks.
If it's against you, no. Ain't happening, kid. You will somehow turn the tide of the bullshit. So, no, ain't happening.
Apparently Luca does not want to be bullied by Mom. So he's
Aw,
sitting
but
down away
Kay's
from the
over
group.
there.
Vivian turns from Cayde and spots Luca. And no, you get your ass over here. Mister, I'm gonna fall over in about 5 seconds.
I've been awake for longer days and nights.
I don't think
Yeah.
that's helping your case, Luca.
Went on active duty, you shit.
And
Is this active duty?
just the slow, like, lowering of eyelids and tilting his head slightly, and with that expression of, what, like it's a vacation?
Vivian, of course, just brings up a hand and flips him off without saying a word.
Not-
Understanding the silent communication.
It's not the same laugh that Gwen got the night prior, but there is a half-hearted snort of amusement, which is as close as any of you are going to get at the moment. Actually, can I do something flavor text for Jules?
Sure.
No, I'm asking Kuri because it's a memory-related thing.
Oh.
Sure.
Roll history with advantage.
History with advantage. Okay. Dirty 20!
Nice. The DC was funny,
Holy shit.
and I was taking into account your modifier.
I'm just fucking scraping the top of my head on the ceiling here.
Yeah. So, even though you've not been around Luca very often, he's been around, and you've seen him walking from place to place, checking up on people, dragging people into the med room to make sure that they haven't injured themselves, or if they have, making sure that they're taken care of. Normal doctor routine. The thing that suddenly catches you very much off guard is that Luca acts like this now. You remember a time where he was very skittish but lively when he was younger. You don't know what happened between losing your memories, regaining them, and meeting Luca again.
fucking filing that away as a note for later because right now Luca's getting reamed out by Mom. She doesn't feel like she should interrupt that.
Does it show on your face that you've remembered something?
Yeah.
There's 2 people in this room with over 40 insight.
Oh, fuck.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, she remembers, and as the look crosses her face, suddenly the cup of tea she has in her hands is very fucking interesting.
Luca
This is a
glances
really good
Yeah.
cup of tea.
Luca glances at you, even though you might not see it, and then looks at Viv with an expression that's neutral to impassive and impartial to everyone else, but to her, she knows what it is.
Vivian gestures to the table, attempting not to out the idiot to her right. And then gestures at Luca like, yeah, no, come on. You know exactly what happened, you idiot. Get over here.
Just a mild grumble, standing up with clear effort, as he had gotten comfortable too fast. And heading over, sitting beside Jet. Are you happy now?
Maybe. To start.
I don't even remember what the bet was. How much was the bet?
500?
No, it's not too bad.
No. You think we'd, measure in gold and bullshit right now? No, we're playing stupid bets.
How many bets do you guys have going at this point?
Do you want to know?
Sure, why not? Take me out in one shot.
Between me and Vivian, or just in general?
In general.
Oh, then you don't want to know that number.
The faintest of smirks? Smiles? It's hard to tell.
Juliet just for a moment just like she does the hand gesture if she's about to say something and then just yeah, you know what? Never mind.
It
I
can't
don't want to know.
It can't possibly be more than like 20 to 30. Can it?
That's already a lot, Jet.
Vivian purses her lips like she's entertained by that answer, and then points towards the ceiling.
It's more than 30?
It's as if you've forgotten my profession.
She just sighs.
You think I make money as a doctor?
Isn't that normally what happens with doctors? They make money?
Not in the time period he was staying.
Of course.
Why do you think Vivian was on my ass about getting rest? I was basically free work for the most part. Usually.
Vivian just grins and goes, goddamn barber surgeon.
And you're damn right.
Who should be getting more rest in order to make sure his hands are steady, mister.
My hands are steady as I need them to be.
But they could be steadier.
No role required. All of you notice that even if Viv has specifically laid out a cup of tea for him, he has not taken a single sip because I have a feeling she tried.
What do you mean by she tried?
He tried.
Don't be mean!
No. Be mean.
Well, you guys don't have that information. You aren't asking questions, so he's just snarking with Mom.
He's gonna get cold.
What do you mean he's going to get cold?
He is gonna
Oh,
get cold.
tea. Yeah, no, Juliet, just... I'm trying to think of questions that could be asked.
Like I
Anything
told Gwen, you can always just ask how he's doing. Any of them, really.
Yeah. No, at some point, Juliet is just going to be like, "Hey, why haven't you even touched your tea?"
What's all three of you's passive insight?
It's 20.
20,
26.
just plain 20.
Cayde,
Mhm.
because you're the only one higher than a 25. You, like with Vivian, but in a different direction, you see a look of contemplation. Not jittery and panicked almost in her own way, but contemplating.
Now he's thinking.
Shocking.
That doesn't stop him from doing so, it just calls him out on it. If anything, it's funnier that he's taking that long to register the question, or at least think about it. And after like 2 more minutes of perceived silence, he goes, "Not thirsty.
He goes, what?
Not thirsty."
Why'd you have to think about that for a while?
Yeah.
I did just say I haven't slept much.
I wonder what could fix that.
Hmm.
You'll know. No.
Do you?
Anyways, does anyone know when we're supposed to arrive at our destination?
Perception check.
Yeehaw.
Why are there so many perception checks?
Oh.
Can I please have a reroll for that one? That is my third nat one. Third nat one.
We're all rolling like shit today.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know why Nini asked you for a perception check. That's why Gerard came up here a while back.
So he probably hears Juliet loudly asking that.
Yeah,
That
he's
had a
just like,
reason.
oh, okay. But he just walks in. Anybody with a keyblade, you might want to get to the cockpit. Right,
Yes.
like, real soon.
Yeah, Juliet gets up, is just like, all right, all of us, or just is one of us all right?
All of you.
She said Eddie would.
Everybody who's not going to be on the ship soon, get to the cockpit.
All right.
Jules, you can go grab Aaron, right?
Yeah.
See if Gwen is.
All right. I'll go get Erin then. She fucking new.
Anyone do the fucking? Does the wife and the knight know have
One more time?
There's the wife in the night. The fucking
Ariel?
queen. No, queen.
The wife?
Rihanna.
Who? What?
Rihanna, the queen.
Sorry, no, Lex was just like, I don't know what you're talking about for like half a second. Sorry, he doesn't have his brain cells anymore.
But yeah, no, Juliet goes to Smoker's office because that was the last place they had left Aaron and just peeks in.
My question wasn't answered.
What was your question, Cade?
Do they have keyblades?
Rihanna?
Either of those two people in that room.
Well,
Yes.
Gerald
Okay.
also said anybody who's not going to be on the ship soon.
I can bring them along.
Also, still fair enough question to ask about them. But Gerard just goes, yeah, I believe Lex and Rihanna have keyblades. Are they joining you?
I don't know. I'll go ask.
You're going into Adam.
Okay. I'm going into Adam.
Mm.
Shit.
Are you... Who wants to go first? Because I voiced both of the characters in those rooms.
Yeah, Juliet.
Juliet got there first.
How does Smoker tell Juliet that Aaron is asleep?
He opens the door, and immediately smoke is just like wisping around Juliet's head, and then all of a sudden, quiet. They're resting.
Well, we all kind of need to get to the cockpit.
Okay. He kind of stands up. Wyatt is like a spirit in the house. Just gently grabs Aaron's shoulder and kind of shakes him. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
You want to know a fun fact about Aaron? When they're actually comfortable, they're I could sleep through a tornado deep sleeper.
Yeah.
So, hi, Smoker.
Juliet's watching this just like, would it be easier for me to carry them?
And put them in a situation they don't know about?
Okay, point taken.
No, that's out of character. You do what you want.
Juliet
Just-
does move over and gives Aaron a fairly solid pat on the shoulder.
I want to make a joke, but I'm not going to because it's not the time for it. How harsh is the essential push?
Not very harsh.
There is a mild mumble of something in Greek, which to Smoker is very muffled. Tired.
Get up.
Come on, Aaron. We've got to go up to the cockpit.
At this point, Smoker or Simon just grabs Aaron, lifts him up like they're paper, and shakes him a bit.
Smoker!
Get up. It's fine.
Don't just shake people!
Oh no, in the middle of literally the first shake of like the immediate oh my god, I just realized they accidentally adopted Gray's accent in Greek. That is in the fucking yeehaw cowboy accent, all you hear in
Right.
Greek is a bunch of swear words.
Ain't too brute!
I feel
You
like
got a potty
Simon
mouth on you. You got the one hell of a potty mouth on you. Just go.
Just I feel like even Juliet understands when somebody has been rudely awakened, but understands, yeah, that probably was deserved, so it's just the glare and grumbling.
Alright, come on, Aaron.
Aaron takes the hat off of the back of the chair and puts it on and starts to follow out.
Yeah.
Cayde.
Yeah.
Are you actually recruiting them?
I'm gonna ask if they're gonna come on world.
Okay.
Before that, hold on. Go ahead and set another day. Jet, Gwen, y'all go ahead and have your part real quick.
There's just like a quick, like 3 knocks on the door. Hey, Gwen. I just said I thought I'm not gonna call him that. Nope. Nope.
You good out there, Jet?
Yes. Gerald wants all of us up in the cockpit.
Why?
I'm not entirely sure. He just said everyone with a keyblade that's heading off world soon. Or off ship.
So by logic, it probably would have something to do with the world.
Jet's not the brightest
We know.
putting
Not the
things
sharpest
together.
crayon in the cookie box.
Juliet's dating Jet. Of course not.
Gwen just sort of appears in the doorway, sees Gerard, and looks at him and goes, "Why?"
You want like the really simple word for it, or do you want the like it's for a good reason explanation?
I want actual literal answer.
The fuck was that?
Hmm?
What?
I
What?
just heard glass crack in my room. Okay. I must lose my mind then, I guess. Go ahead and say that again, Gwen. I'm sorry, that distracted me a lot.
I could tell. Gwen looked at him and went, "I want the actual literal answer."
World's on fire.
Does Juliet hear this coming down the hallway?
We'll get to that.
What does that mean?
I mean, I recognize the world. I don't think it's supposed to be on fire, but it's on fire.
You're going at him again.
The whole world is
Damn
on
it.
fire?
Again, not my forte. Don't have a keyblade. It's on fire.
You have eyes.
There's the distortion between orbit and the actual world.
What world is it then?
The one we agreed on last time?
But wasn't it a mystery world?
It was
he
a mystery
recognized it
world,
now.
and Gerard just said he's been to that world before he recognized it.
I've been there once before. I was more of a tag along and I didn't leave the ship, but I recognized the world. It's where every peace treaty takes place. It is a sacred ground and it's on fire. It's the Keyblade Graveyard.
How the hell is that on fire?
How can that place be on fire? There's nothing flammable there.
Maybe it's magic fire.
Went in, look me in my eyes right quick, and like he does kind of do like he kind of like bends down to be direct eye contact, and then start like he forgets who he's talking to and stands back up, kind of tippy toes. I have no fucking clue. I never left the ship. So he just does a little like up, down and up. It's on fire.
Gerard, for a brief moment, forgot Gwen's over 6 feet tall, didn't he?
Absolutely. He was kind of pacing at this point because he's like, that place is like fucking holy ground and it is on fire.
Quinn voice, this is bad. Never been there. Dad's been there. Never been there. This is bad. Come on, Jet.
Jet voice, burn, baby, burn, burn.
This
It's going
ground is
inferno.
on fire.
Sorry, Jet has been adopted by one of the Saitos kids. I can't say that hasn't played on the ship before.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say Gerard joins the group. Go ahead and start your stuff now.
Okay. I mean, did I hear that?
You heard tidbits of the world's on fire before you entered the room.
Okay. The world's on fire.
Did you say that just entering the room
Yes.
like a crazy person?
Yes.
Of course. I can't even say Lex would be surprised. You're just like, yeah?
It seems like the world is on fire. Not metaphorically.
That sucks.
It seemed important. Very important.
Yeah?
And you're telling us why?
Because you're important people. Besides that, I was told. I mean, how are you still thinking about stuff in here?
No, we'd more or less just been chatting for a while. It's only been like a couple hours, hasn't it?
Your Majesty, it has been over 6.
Oh fuck, we forgot to sleep.
It's very common on the ship.
It really shouldn't be. That's alarming.
Well, you did wake
Anyway.
up after I left the room to talk to Miss Gwen, so.
Right.
Do you guys want to actually sleep, or do you want to stretch your legs?
Little leg stretch never hurt anybody.
Just a shrug of, I'm a bodyguard. What do you expect me to say?
Okay, so that's a yes. So I guess it's coming to the cockpit.
Cade's having word issues today, and it's made for some funny situations. Love you, Cade.
Yeah.
He stands up, and sometimes I think the crew forgets that Lex is small, but the players don't, for certain. Even at like mid-40s, that it never no, he's small. He has been banned by my players not to get bigger than 5'3". However, he stands up and gestures towards Rihanna of a kind of secret look / nod to the door of it's not really secret so much as he is being quiet on purpose of just I'll follow you.
Okay.
Let's get a move on then.
Guess so. Let's head to the cockpit.
You want to know something funny about that? I fully believe that it's just Rana going, I don't want to walk that far, and just teleporting.
Yeah, just like bubble pop noise.
Fucking Glenda the good bitch.
Jesus.
I came out instinctively.
Glinda
Good.
the
It's
good
the best
bitch.
sort of instinct.
Sorry.
Fantastic.
I don't know if any of you realize this, but I told Nini how little I've slept recently. I'm on Luca levels of, hey.
But I knew that. Oh well.
Smoker's bringing up the rear.
I mean, if nobody's going into the cockpit, Juliet will go in first.
I don't know if there's enough room for everyone in my cockpit.
There's not.
There's not, but we'll make it work. Some people will just stand outside the cockpit.
Yeah.
What, are you saying you don't want to be stuffed in there like sardines?
Correct.
If Luca were anywhere near you, he would smack you. Were it not for the laws of this land, he would have put you in timeout.
I'm assuming at this point Juliet can see the world on fire.
Yep, and we're gonna wait for everybody to get in there, and then I'll go ahead and describe it.
Yeah, let me be partially in the wall.
Oh, remember you. There we
I
go.
know. No, I'll be right there.
Right,
love-
pressed up against the fucking window.
I love Cayde sass.
Pull a what's their names from Titanic?
Rose and Jack.
Right. Yes.
Unfortunate. That's an unfortunate name.
Yeah, let's
It's a
just
double
get
whammy for
everyone.
you.
Come on, everyone, get into the cockpit.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh damn! I'm sorry, man. That's a double whammy. Anyways,
We're all in here.
There's plenty of room for everyone.
Not really.
so this will be the last thing I describe before you guys land. So I would like you all to mute up real quick because this is going to be a long descriptor.
Oh boy.
Damn, y'all were quick. You look at the deserted plain of the Keyblade Graveyard. And those of you that know what this is, it is the more or less was a major battleground for the first Grand Master, Sora. But now it has become more. It became hallowed ground for where talks of peace can take place, where anybody can make their case, their point, and there would be no violence from it. It is a place where your enemy can become your trusted ally, even if just for a day. Adorned the overworld view of it, adorned with keyblades embedded in the ground, all of which mark the name Keyblade Graveyard. But something is not correct, not right. In the center of the world, there is a large fire, a burning, Not of red flames, not of any sinister color, but of bright blue and soft purple flames, burns in the center. Something is happening on this world. And all of you feel, everybody who wields a Keyblade can feel it. A call. Something is begging for help. The world is begging for help. And you all have just stumbled upon something. I will ask you all, do you wish to land? One by one, give me your answer. Juliet.
I wish to land.
Jetsam.
Yes, I wish to land.
Gwenin.
Sure.
Cayde.
Yes.
Aaron. With that, you have decided. No words are needed as you look between yourselves. One of you steps up and sets course to land. And as you do, you pierce through the world's overview and see the actual world itself. While it is a barren and lacking in life of desert, there is a pillar of blue and purple flames emanating from a distance you can't get too close to. While the garage stays in orbit, you take the small ship and land. Some of you find this place familiar. But most of you have never seen this place before. Some things off for those of you that have read about the history of this place. It is only supposed to have Keyblades around, but there's unique statues now that can be seen as you get closer and closer. Statues of figures that shouldn't exist on this island, on this world. While I set up the map, I will ask each of you one by one what you are doing. Starting with Gwen.
I thought
As
we
you land.
talked about this, Kuri.
Right. Starting with Jules.
You're asking
What's
what
the-
we're doing? Or
Yeah, you just land, and what is the first thing you do?
are any of the statues nearby?
They are a ways off, but they're at least a couple, they're a good walk away, maybe 10, 20 minutes away from you. So you can see them pretty clearly, but it'll take a little bit of before you get close enough to actually make out the full. The fuck?
Well,
Where is it?
do we want to get closer before we really start looking around, or?
Joker. Sorry. No, this is a fun bit for Nini while we're figuring out what the fuck to do. Joker has stolen my DM cloak.
He loves.
And also the fucking blanket you gave me. Stop it.
But yeah, Juliet looks to the others as just like, do we want to try to get closer first? Or I don't know, do I want... Should I try connecting with the planet?
No.
Juliet's already like crouched down, hand hovering over the ground. It's just like, come on.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
No, it's for Kuri.
Yes.
Can I roll religion?
You can.
Nice.
I don't have a great
Roll it with
modifier in it.
advantage.
I believe in you. You've got this.
Can I assist?
Well, I already have advantage.
Oh. Double advantage.
I fucking wish.
No, not on this one. Okay. What are you trying to discern from this?
Well, I'm a grave cleric, yeah.
Yes, you are.
Being on a graveyard isn't very fun for me. In
No,
my
it's
element. In my element doesn't mean I like it. I'm trying to discern. How do I put this in a way that doesn't sound insane? Fuck it. Can I discern if this is... Oh god, that still sounds insane. Whatever. Is this corruption? Not blight, not gloom. Corruption, the same that would make an undead naturally.
You search for the corruption. You don't find corruption of the kind that you normally sense for. It feels more like, best I can describe, something is channeling too much light.
Can I actually check to see if there's any tracks or signs of other people that have been here before us?
Sure, but Aaron, I feel like I'm forgetting something that you asked. Repeat your question one more time.
It was kind of answered. In reference to being a grave cleric, I can detect signatures and tracks of undead if I use a couple of my abilities. And I'm trying to figure out if, like, normally when it comes to undead signatures, there's a certain corruption that picks them. Is the world trying to undo something and make itself not corrupted, basically?
Yes. And you've never sensed this before,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully you won't have to again, but you sense a type of undead you have not run into yet.
You know that one meme in the haunted house of someone trying to rush off and they just grab their arm by the sleeve? Just the fucking
Yeah.
horrified look from Aaron when Aaron has been happy and cheerful for the most part, outside of the thing with Smoker, for the past few months, if not more. And then there's just a look of horror of just like, don't.
Yeah, no, Juliet's definitely going to start looking for tracks.
Ignore
Okay.
your best friend.
So give me a nature check, please. Nature and investigation.
Wouldn't it be survival, though?
Yeah, survival is tracks.
Oh, it's survival. Okay. Give
Yeah.
me survival then.
24.
There are tracks, but they feel like if they were not like purposely destroyed or fucked with, it would be hard to follow them, but you are able to discern that the tracks had left before heading right towards the column of fire.
Yeah, Juliet
Somebody
stands back up at that.
Somebody was here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she stands back up. It's just like there definitely was somebody here, and it looks like they were going to the fire too.
Would I be able to roll Arcana to check to see if there were like any trace magical signatures of any sort?
With someone's help, you could.
No, hold on, Jet.
Yes.
What classes are you?
I am Ranger. I believe I'm Ranger, Artificer, and then I can't remember the third class.
Warlock, you bitch!
Oh.
God, you forgot your mom?
Wow.
Anyway, we'll deal with that later, Jet.
Oh.
Anyway, you should have detect magic.
So you want to cast Detect Magic?
Hold on. You should have it, because I think you took Fey Wanderer.
I mean, I've also got the fucking... What's it called again? Oh yeah, I've got Divine Sense.
Hold on. Let Jet see.
Yeah. Just that Jet doesn't.
I have Dispel Magic. I do not have Detect.
Word. Okay. I might have
I
gotten
have
mixed up.
detect magic.
In which case, can I use Divine Sense?
Hold on. Cayde, what'd you
have-
say?
I have detect magic.
Let's get Cayde. Go for it, bud.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you cast Detect Magic.
Yes.
So, as you cast Detect Magic, you sense the line between magic and more or less the world has been shortened, thinned. That pillar of flame, that blue and purple pillar, that is magic. Any spells you cast while on this world will be visible in their making. Which...
Is it a constant
The idea
fucking fairy
was-
fire?
Huh?
Nothing. Never mind. Ignore me.
No.
I'll ask about that later. But you can, with the detect magic, everybody can see you, specifically you, who cast this detect magic, a wave of... Actually, no, I won't describe this. Cayde, tell us how detect magic would look for Cayde. Like, he's casting it, there's no veil that makes it invisible to the naked eye. Everybody can see the types of runes, spell lines, ley lines, everything that makes it work. How is Cayde using detect magic? What does it look like?
What does it look like? I would assume
Yes.
it'd have to be like something. I don't know if I would. Probably, like it would be maybe like something like maybe a mist surrounding his eyes.
A mist surrounding your eyes. Okay. So all of you see this colorful little mist surrounding Cayde's eyes as he can tell there's fluctuating and full signs of this pillar of light being the magic, an extreme amount of magic being released at a consistent and full rate. No dips, no hesitation, nothing is changing from this exertion of power. And you can detect to your left, away from the runes and what's the word for things like items, buildings, and whatnot that describe a place.
Texture?
Oh god, I'm having a stroke.
Architecture?
The architecture
Thank you, Jet.
that should not be there. To your right. So that you feel this power to your left, but it is moving away from the architecture to your right, which is on the way to the massive column.
Okay. Do you still want to try that good and evil, Jules?
Yeah, Juliet's going to use Divine Sense.
You use Divine Sense. Wait, are you using Detect Good and Evil or Divine Sense?
It's Divine Sense. Which is kind of the same thing. As an action, you can detect good and evil.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
with Divine Sense, you feel a burning on your arm. Gwen.
So
You
I
feel you feel a similar burn with Jules as your Kingsman, your King's candidate marks begin to glow brightly.
Can I sense the direction anything is coming from?
Both you and Gwen, no check needed, no sense needed. Your marks are pulling you towards the column. One moment. With your detect good and evil, you see, for the weirdest thing, you don't detect good or evil outside of the ones around you. After, say, whoever's on the outskirt of your group at the moment, everything feels genuine and truly neutral. Like a gust of wind could sway this world's depiction of good and evil, and just for shits and giggles, it could switch it at a moment's notice. There's a reason this world is used as safe haven, as a meeting ground for peace talks. Intentions will be shown. But, Gwen, as your mark glows and you feel the pull, after Juliet uses that divine sense, and you know that it's kind of like that urging you, not actually pulling you, but just like there's something kind of urging you to go towards the column. Do you fight it?
What do you mean?
Do you fight the urge to head towards the column?
Is Gwen the only person feeling this?
Jules is too, but I'm asking you, and then I'm gonna ask Jules.
Gwen's not going anywhere without the rest of the party right now, not here.
Okay, so you fight it. Jules, do you fight the urge?
She does take a moment to glance around at the others before looking at Gwen. And I'm going to guess that she can pick up that Gwen's fighting the urge.
I would like to clarify that that's not what I said.
Okay, what do you... Okay.
Okay, alright.
Gwen is not fighting or ignoring the urge, she's checking in with the rest of the group.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. My apologies.
Alright, yeah, no, Juliet's going to check in with Gwen and the others, just like, you can feel that too, yeah? Gwen?
I think we're the only ones that do feel it, Jules.
Well... And she looks back at the others and is just like, you guys good to follow us? Because I think we've got a direction to go.
Is it towards the ominous pillar of light?
Unfortunately. It feels like we need to.
I do not like this place.
I'm sorry, I thought this was a good idea. I mean, it might still be a good idea, just not in the greatest way.
I do not like this place.
Do you want to go back to their ship?
What's your passive insight again, Jules?
20.
Everybody who has a 20 or higher for insight passively.
Is there anyone who? Hello.
There's a couple of the NPCs that would have lost that bet. But it's a very subtle but somehow still obvious flicker of when they're told you could go back on the ship. It's a flash of indignant anger, but not towards Jules. It almost seems like a memory of an indignant anger. And then they're melancholic for a second. No man left behind.
All right. Gwen, you ready?
Wait, hang on.
Or
There
what?
was the building over there. Well, no, not building. Architecture that's not supposed to be there. It could have some clues on what's happening.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. What does everybody else think we should do? Should we go check out the building, or should we go to the fire?
I mean, worst case, we could just split up, and some of us.
I'm not sure here since we don't know much.
Not here, yeah.
Fucking
Like
melt
I said,
emoji.
Gwen and I, Juliet does hold up the arm that has the King's candidate mark on it. It's just like, it feels like it's tied to the whole candidate thing, so.
I mean, if you think that's the best choice, that's okay.
We could come back for the buildings?
I'm not sure if it would be relevant after that point. I think it. If we're, God, I think if we if the majority is to the pillar, then that's fine.
I mean, if there's no other objections, Juliet's going to start going towards the pillar.
Hold on 1 second. Come here.
What? Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming. She comes over.
And when Jules steps up to Aaron, who looks so very reluctant to leave, like, the little dip between the actual planet and the edge, literally the edge of the slope. The thing. I forgot?
The ramp?
Yes.
For the ship?
Yes.
Okay.
I died for a second there. Hi.
Just a little.
At the edge of the ramp, right before stepping off, Juliet steps up right in front of them.
Yeah.
Aaron proceeds to gently ruffle Juliet's hair and casts Death Ward.
What does that do?
I can send it.
Please. Oh, Death Ward.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's not concentration, buddy.
So she's golden for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And she just sort of shakes her head to get her hair back into place. What little bit will actually get into place. And just like, thanks, Rennie. Alright. And she goes and takes the lead again and starts heading towards the pillar of fire.
Should I describe what that looks like, considering fucking this planet?
Yes.
Cool, great. Oh, Jesus. Hold on. I knew this was gonna happen and I still blanked.
Impressive.
10 hours of sleep over the past 4 days.
Yeah.
Okay. Death ward for Aaron with Arcana and Magic. Open and visible to the naked eye, looks less like a field of radiance or necrosis against death, but it almost looks, for a second, as if Juliet's own wings that she earned were made of feathers and not scales.
Pretty.
That's all.
It's actually really pretty, though.
I kind of want to say that while it's active, there's just a faint shimmering outline of, like, a feather shawl.
I kind of want to say that, too. Because it makes sense that continuously active magic would still show somewhat.
What's the deets, Kuri?
It is your magic. If it is how it is preserved, it is how it is preserved.
Nice.
But yeah, Juliet starts walking towards the pillar of fire.
So you're heading to the architecture first, because I did mention that that was on the way towards the pillar of fire.
Okay, I was confused when Cayde was talking about it like it was set with a different direction. I was just like,
It said left or right.
Pillar of fire and the architecture, right. The magic sense that you used, left.
Okay.
Jules,
yeah,
place your token down.
at which edge of the thing? Like here? Or no, wait, over here? Okay,
Over here.
I see it.
Hmm.
Son of a fucking bitch, not again.
Are you ready?
I am almost ready. Fucking, but yeah, no. I'm ready now. She's stepping forward.
As you move forward, you get closer and closer to the pillar of light. Are you walking by yourself? Or has
Sure the
anyone
fuck
else
not.
joined you?
I'm fairly certain that the rest of the group is close behind her. Am I incorrect in this?
I would hope not. You're
Then those that are following, place your tokens.
Okay, let's delete that.
Hey, you want to see a magic trick?
Sure.
is it gonna be wide?
Going to be giant Aaron.
Jesus, it's getting bigger.
I don't know why that
Right.
happens. I will say, for all Aaron is hesitant and uncomfortable not going to leave friends behind. Oh, by the way, did any of you check with Lex and Rihanna?
Damn it.
Don't worry, we'll cut to them.
Well, did they follow us
Not
or
this
not?
time.
Oops.
Uh, They actually did they? I will say Rihanna did. And because Rihanna did, I can imagine
He's a bodyguard.
then yes. They are letting you guys take a bit of the lead, but they are present. I just need to grab their token. Are you gonna be big? Good. Are you gonna be big because of the curse of Aaron? Good.
No, it's just Aaron.
Okay.
Aaron wants to feel tall, even though Lex is right there.
Yes.
Shit, no.
But you guys begin making your way towards the Pillar of Light. You see this massive statue, weird trees and foliage that should not be here. It's almost like they've replaced the Keyblades themselves of the Keyblade graveyard.
None of this seems right.
No, it does not. If any of you would like to make a check, now is the time. If any of you want to speak
Juliet's
to
going
somebody, now is the time.
Juliet's going to make a perception check.
Okay, go ahead and give it to me.
28. She is keeping alert.
The foliage, the cacti, everything that you see at this moment, it's grown around the Keyblades that are normally resting. Like it's trying to absorb them.
You don't think plants can be sentient enough to eat Keyblades, do you?
I'd like to say I don't, but you never know.
Because and she does point out the Keyblades and the plants and whatnot. They're growing in very specific spots.
I would like to say there are the possibilities, but
Never know with anywhere at this point.
Weird as hell.
Weird as
Not
what?
the weirdest thing to be happening.
Yeah.
Start up there.
at least you're not talking to us yet.
Don't
Hey,
jinx
Kuri.
us, Cayde.
I want you to understand. Hold on. I want you to understand. I was about to say, well, about that, but as like a joke. Poor Gwen went, don't jinx us, please. What's up?
I'm sending you something in notes.
Okay.
Really actually does pause for a moment to look back at Raina and Lex, just like, hey, you guys have been here before, right? Like my uncle?
You look back at Raina and Lex, and you see a unique flower now adorning Lex's shoulder, as there is one of like. I'm going to ask Lex, what does Lex's death ward look like on Rihanna?
I was half tempted to see if he could stealth that, but absolutely not, apparently. This is gonna make you sad real quick.
Go for it.
It's a mix and match of his cloak with Arthur's colors.
Horrible. Okay.
Anyways.
Yes.
Oh,
So
on the topic of people might being here, would have knowing his position, Caden's been here once.
y'all asking all the right questions up today, ain't you? You just deciding, hey, whatever you were ready for, we're gonna throw you a new thing.
You said to ask questions of our NPCs, buddy. You got it.
I know I
Yeah.
did. But that's not an NPC question. Unless,
Technically
Cayde,
it
are
is.
you asking?
He's
Your
there.
shadow?
Why not? Have
So-
you been here, buddy? Buddy, no, I wouldn't say that.
The immediate
Yours-
regret.
One moment. Anybody who looks at Cayde and happens to look down at his shadow, they don't match at all. His shadow is currently like Cade's actual shadow, and then a giant knight figure outlining, just following closely to that shadow, with eyes staring up at him.
Juliet sees
Yeah.
that, just like, we can address that some other time. Raina, please.
One moment. Hey, you ask your shadow?
Yeah.
He shakes his head.
Okay, I guess that's it for me then.
He kind of like shakes his head. I'm sorry about that a little bit. He kind of shakes his head, but then does like his hand comes out of the ground and does like the like kind of hand movement where it's like shaking side to side. Just well, sort of, kind of, not really.
How do you kind of not be here? Were you just like on the ship?
It was a handshake of no. Before he just another hand comes out and forms a heart here. Then it just eventually like shakes his hands, like then not as he crosses his arms. So to simplify, his heart was here, but
Okay,
then it wasn't.
Okay, that's what I got from that. Okay.
Okay.
I think you can continue with the Reina thing now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Juliet looks back at Raina and Lex is just like, you guys been here before, yeah? One more time, all I heard literally was, oh.
Well, I have, but I wasn't supposed to be. It was during Arthur's peace talk. I was present, but only he knew.
Juliet points at the plants around them. It's just like, were these things present?
They weren't as big. There were small foliage and small little bits of plant life and whatnot growing, but they never got this big. They never. Lux can attest to this. They were never able to. They were never able to sort of grow past a certain point before their roots kind of got touchy with a keyblade and it reacted.
So something's changed with the plants.
Or something's changed with the keyblades. And she
Or
gives
the
like the
world,
spooky
you
fingers
never
thing.
know.
What's that, Gwen?
Oh, I
What?
said, or the world, you never know.
Juliet's going to wander closer to the statue to see if she can get a better look at it.
Who is looking at Lex?
He's behind me, so I wouldn't.
Well, Juliet was looking at Lex.
I never said anything on purpose, because I was wondering who'd point it out.
Point what out?
He's looking around in kind of not silence, but quietude, and looking around as if he's in a place he hasn't seen before. Rather, to clarify, he's looking as if he's gone to his hometown and they've rebuilt it from scratch.
Okay, so it's the kind of thing, it's just like, I should know this place, but I fucking don't.
Roll insight.
Alright. This is the 4th nat 1 I have gotten all fucking night. Can I please stop?
I'd actually allow an advantage on this because you spent enough time around Lex.
Okay, thank fucking God. It's still a 20, but it wasn't a nat 1 this time, so.
Mm-hmm. He's done this a couple of times in your recently recovered memory when something catches him truly off guard, and you never got a straight answer out of him. It's hard to. He has a penchant for saying a lot of things and not anything at all at the same time.
Yeah.
But he did this a couple of times when Arthur got serious, and so he did in response. His eyes are faintly glowing the same way. Meaning he's probably not seeing what everybody else is seeing on the surface.
Lex?
His gaze snaps to you in a very uncanny way. No, not uncanny, wrong word. Unsettling way. Before his gaze softens. Yeah?
Are you seeing something?
Don't worry about it.
He just does a sort of gesture of, I don't know, there's already plenty to worry about.
And he gives you the look of, yeah, bitch, that's why I said not to worry about it. You guys have bigger
Alright.
things to worry about right now. Go ahead.
I have a stupid idea.
I also have a stupid idea.
We'll go Jet, then Cade, then we'll wrap up today's session with Jules and Gwen.
Jet?
So,
Can
Jet, what's your
can I
stupid idea?
can I cast Speak with Plants on some of the cactuses, cacti?
Yes, you can.
Actually, how big is 30 feet?
Yeah, you're going to get quite a few of the plants in your range.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah. So, you cast Speak with Plants. What do you say to them?
Have you seen anything strange or unusual pass through here over the past day?
There is an immediate response of thousands of tiny voices responding.
No.
All right. Why? What happened? What changed? We were good. Why are we being punished? Who did this? Why did this? And at some point, they eventually stop themselves and go, "One speaking. We must listen. Brothers, sisters, listen. Listen to them." Ask your question one more time, please.
Have you seen anything or anyone pass by here in the past day?
They have been longer than a day. They have been here a week. The one with the weird eyes. Not human. Not anymore. Wrong. Not wielders, but not monsters.
Oh, that's wonderful to know. And Jet just sort of turns back towards the others. Something else has been here for a week, or at least passed by here, and has been here for a week.
Oh, lovely.
Not
Do we?
human, not monster. Something with weird eyes.
Weird eyes. Hmm.
Just generally weird, not like any other scripture.
I mean, I can ask the plants again, but I doubt I'll get much more.
Okay.
Still, it just means that we need to keep an eye out for anyone that could sneak up on us.
Jet, do you ask the plants any more questions?
One more question. Do you know anything about the light, the giant fire over that way? And just gestures, even though the plants can't really probably see.
It's magic. Don't worry too much about it.
Okay. Jet,
Yes,
do you want this to be private or public knowledge?
public.
Returned. He has returned. Oldest friend. Kindest smile. Returned to help.
Somehow even more unsettling.
All right then.
Now, Cayde,
Yeah,
what's the stupid thing you want to do?
I'm going to announce this. I'm going to touch. I gotta hate this. I'm gonna touch one of the keyblades.
One of the keyblades that are
No.
sticking out of the cacti?
Yeah, I'm announcing this, so if anyone actually wants to stop me, go ahead.
Cayde, are you sure that's a good idea?
Not really.
Then don't do it!
It can't be worse than talking to the plants.
Yeah.
It almost definitely can be.
Yeah.
Something let's not disturb the dead of the graveyard, please.
Mm.
Aaron's
Aaron-
already getting a bad feeling about this place, Cayde.
No, you know what Aaron does?
What?
Just reaches out, smacks him upside the head, and casts Death Ward.
Oh.
Another feather.
It's not concentration! And it says nothing
Oh.
about repeating it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Is that a go ahead from you?
Hold on, Nini is... Yeah! Nini's agreeing! Yes!
It lasts 8 hours, so
Yep.
I'm gonna touch it. And I'm
you're
also,
gonna touch it.
And because I'm also a rogue that is phantom, they talk to dead people.
Hold on, I need everybody else to mute up for a minute so I can hear Cayde. He's being very quiet again.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, man. Say that one more time.
Because I'm a phantom rogue, I talk to dead people.
Okay. You guys can unmute now. So you touch it.
Yeah.
Wisdom save.
Okay. Oh, that's not bad.
You touch the Keyblade and you feel it touch back. It's not alive, but not dead. It's a soul. Something that is only left behind either by the Heartless or what have you. So, by touching this, I will say you are able to ask a single question. Since you have succeeded the wisdom save, you can ask a single question and you will get a genuine answer from the soul. No riddles, nothing, just direct answer. What do you ask?
Do you know anything about the person that was here before us, that got here before us?
They were not alone, but they were left alone. They are here by punishment. They have fucked with our world, weakened us. They have overstayed their welcome. They are trying to turn the favor. Will you do the same?
I think it's better if it's kept neutral.
Good answer.
Thank you for the information.
No problem.
You'll stop touching it.
As soon as you stop touching, you feel kind of cold.
Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought.
That could
You
have been a
passed the
lot
wisdom
worse.
save. Yeah.
Okay, I have information, people.
Yeah.
Real quick,
What's up?
you want to go ahead and give that information real quick?
Yeah.
Go ahead then.
Uh,
Apologies for interrupting.
whoever is here, was left behind here by punishment and is trying to change the nature of this world, sway it.
Lovely. I guess it's a good thing we showed up here anyways. I say in the most thrilled voice.
Lex probably fucking hates it here for a reason Nini understands.
So, with that, Jules and Gwen. Y'all
Yes.
will be the last ones we speak to real quick, and that'll be the end of today's session. Gwen, do you let Jules walk to the statue by herself? If so, I can separate one more thing. You can have your own interaction.
I don't have any thoughts about what Gwen's doing right now, so
Well, the question is, would Gwen let her friend wander off to basically over here without anyone closer to her?
Gwen's spell has a range of over 100 feet. She can cover Jules from back here, but does the statue look dangerous or anything?
Insight check. Or investigation, whichever one feels better.
Should I roll it too, since Juliet is going to the statue with the express intention to investigate it?
I will say you will give Gwen advantage.
Okay.
It's not needed, but if you want to use it.
I mean, that was only a 5 on the dice, my dude.
I know. It was a low DC. You guys are gods. So, no, it does not look dangerous anymore. It looked like it was active, but somebody beat it.
So it's not a statue, it's a construct.
It is a construct,
Gucci.
but it is not a working construct anymore. Not you can say for 100% certainty, that thing's not gonna move unless you move it yourself.
And
Jules can go poke the statue if she wants to.
Juliet is going to just investigate, take a closer look, see if she can figure out what happened to it or what significance there is. I don't know. Clues.
So give me an investigation on this one if you're looking for clues specifically.
17.
It was beaten by a keyblade. A wielder is here. A wielder that clearly had struggled with this since it's not a clean job of like, oh, this was a one and done. This took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and you can still see the blood stains on it. But they did come out on top. They went towards the column of fire, or they may be the reason why it's there. But regardless, you can tell that they are not in that direction anymore, but the column still exists. With
She
that,
does step away from the construct, just.
with that, Gwyneth, Juliet,
Yeah.
you hear a voice, reminiscent of Sprite, but almost older sounding. Juliet, Harold, Gwenyn, Gawain. Step forward.
Juliet pauses for a moment, looks over at Gwen, and is just like, "Oh boy, this is fun." And she takes a step forward.
When Juliet looked back, she would have seen Gwen's expression of, oh, not this shit.
With that, oh no, not this shit expression, the moment Gwen gets on the same line as Jules, a figure appears right here. I will describe them because I do not have the pit crew ready. It's on my phone.
Sounds like you should have prepped better.
Fuck you, I thought it was on my computer.
Fuck you, you should have double checked.
Fuck
Anyways,
you, I thought wrong. Acceptance. Pale skin, like almost the embodiment of a star, with a golden scarf around their throat. Hello, Juliet. Hello, Gwen. My name is Sprite. You've been talking to one of my essences this entire time. Thank you for coming. Please make your way to the pillar. The time to decide is now.
wait, hold on. We're making the decision for the Grandmaster now?
I wish I could say it was that simple. But things have gone awry. A seer has interfered with this world. Rushed what should have taken longer. I've been caught up by the essence that resides within you. I understand how you both feel on the matter. Or whatever my essence interprets your feeling as. I will not ask you to journey alone. Pick one person from your party to accompany the both of you. Separately, of course. And we will make our way to the pillar. It is a safe haven. Guarded, protected.
What about the others then?
They will be safe. I will ensure this. And you watch as the one figure walks out of himself and becomes two, making their way towards about right here.
Lex hates
And
it
that-
here.
Lex just with the expression of, ah, shit.
Ah, shit. here
Lex
we go
voice. Oh,
again.
I know what this is. God fucking damn it.
Oh no, it's worse. He has a migraine already.
Lex is suffering.
So
Alexios.
so
good to
each
see you.
of us get one, can choose one person, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
It's happened before, and the person who created that rule is there in pink still. And then, as if moving between bodies, the one right here goes, "It's wonderful to see you again, Alexios. You too, Miss Rayana."
No.
Take that answer and make it double.
Good to
Very
know
well.
there's such positive feelings here.
I mean, they were probably with Arthur when he went through this.
You
They were.
know.
And again, the one closest to you two is talking again. They broke the one
guessing.
rule.
Yeah. I had a feeling.
I'm sorry. They may also not like me because I force a decision by my presence. I do not wish to, but it is my nature. And he
Juliet,
looks at you with this.
sorry.
Sorry for interrupting. He looks at you both with this sincere, apologetic look. I wish this candidacy, this mark, exam, this question could have been given in a better state.
Ah, fuck
A better
you.
time.
Sorry.
I accept that.
That was both in and out of character.
Which
Oh yeah,
one,
I
though?
figured. I figured. But rest assured, once a decision is made, there will be proof of who has been chosen. Chosen. That is not the right word. What would be a right word? And he splits himself again. Decided? No, we are the decider. Well, we help the deciders. True.
Selected? Is selected the word you lot are looking for?
Selected. That's a wonderful word. Why did we forget that word? We are gods. We're the same god. That's fair. Ooh. Yes. Sometimes we forget.
Anyways, while they're discussing that, Quinn, do you know who you want to bring along?
Gwen just turns and, like, obviously looks at Aaron.
Yeah, that was a dumb question.
Gentle punch to Juliet's shoulder.
Hey, Kuri.
Juliet,
What's up?
How's the vibe on the undead nonsense going on?
Gone.
Just gone?
The moment the clone walked within about 10 feet closer to you than he already was, gone. Calling him a clone is redundant, untrue.
Hold, please. I have a dumb idea.
Juliet does pause for a moment before she looks over at Jet and it's just like, honestly, yeah, no, I can get why you'd bring Aaron along.
Once you have your choices, bring them forward, and we will make our way.
Jet?
Yeah.
Can you come over here?
Oh, I'm still on the. Okay. Oop.
Ruler.
Jack, can you come over here? The aura continues to grow.
I have a question for Nini, because this is a rules thing, and I can't find anything that's saying I can't do it. Divine intervention. Can I use lucky on it?
Hey, I'll say this right now. House rules, go for it.
Nini went ooh, so
Which means maybe.
long as you declare it before you do the roll.
Do you declare lucky before you do the roll?
Yeah.
Yahtzee.
Yeah, I do. I'd like to use divine intervention.
Okay. Go for it. Please click on it so I can read it.
I think this will send it. It should. Yeah.
So, are you doing it at for level 10 or 20? Which one are you rolling this one for, bud?
Well, I'm not at level 20.
Okay.
God, I wish. Right now would be great.
Almost. Reminds me. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Once this goes down, once everything's ended, level up.
Hell yeah.
So what level are we now?
You should be, if I'm doing my math correct, and you guys are keeping up on the Beyond 20 thing. 12, 11, so that's 24.
Wait, people are
35.
giving up
So
on
you
the
guys...
Beyond 20 thing?
No, I'm looking at D&D Beyond. You guys should be level 36 now.
Nice. Level 12 in Paladin, here we go.
Yep. So.
I
Aaron.
think that succeeds.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Okay. So that's 6, and what's your cleric level, real quick?
It
It's
is
not yet
11.
12. Okay, so that succeeds. Yeah. And you declared a lucky roll,
Mm-hmm.
so
I'm like
what
pretty
god
sure.
are you calling?
Osen.
Fuck that.
Spirits.
Don't test me.
He's multiversal.
No.
Yeah, bud.
Nothing.
I heard that, Cayde, and he's dead!
I heard it too, you bastard. Anyways. Who do you call upon, Aaron Saitos?
Ashland. Anyway.
Your call?
No, you fucked
Oh.
up.
I did.
The fucker, who do you call?
Let me correct myself, Aaron Ashland. Who are you calling to meet with me?
Well, that depends. That depends entirely on Kuri's world building. And how much you remember of
calling?
Kingdom Hearts.
Who you calling?
Yeah. Okay.
If it's one of the 7 from the fucking jungle world, I will kill you.
No. Hera.
Oh boy.
Hercules god Hera?
Mm-hmm. The one who
I love you to death.
will fuck up a motherfucker to protect kids.
You summon them. It is quick, simple, snap, just like that. And a figure walks past you, towards Bright. And you hear a voice welcoming, warming, reminiscent, but somehow more comfy than the one Gray used to speak in. What do you plan to do with these children? Welcome, Hera. This is my world. And I understand they are children. To you, to I, even. But they are candidates before then. And I am treating them by the rules. Allowing them, their partners, one to join them as I pull them into the questions. I have not charged them with any trials. I have not charged them with any quests. They have been preoccupied. So now you're forcing them to jump the gun, go directly to the end goal. Why? Hera, may I ask you, are you speaking on behalf of them for the reason of kindness, for the reason of motherhood, for the reason of protective nature? Or are you asking because you wish to stop me? That depends entirely on your answer. Very well. If one is not chosen, this world will move. The last time this world moved, a Grand Master died. Sir Arthur Pendrago. And it cannot move again without a proper Grand Master. So if it does move without a proper Grand Master, the doors to Kingdom Hearts will shift. It will not be light, it will not be dark, it will be something anew. And it is my job, as its guardian, to not let that be. I am asking them, though I do phrase it incorrectly from time to time, I am asking them their final questions. No harm shall fall to them. No physical harm, at least. I cannot say, nor protect them from mental anguish. I'm a god, not their babysitter. The entire time he has spoken up to her, Hera has just had an unwavering face, staring into the very core of his being. You will not go alone. I will. I refuse to let you go alone. You may refuse, but I will. And how will you stop me from tagging along? Look around you, Hera. Is this Olympus? Is this Rome? Greece? Is this your lands? Or is it mine? Are these your rules, or are they mine? Does your existence balance on everything following the rules? Rules that have already been skipped, putting your very essence and life in danger? Or are you just someone who is summoned into vining as an extra measure on my home? You need not raise your voice. Have a monster aimed towards your world. A blight on our existence. And when it holds you in its grasp, the eyes, they watch you always. And you will understand. I do not wish to talk to you anymore, Hera. You can stay here with them if it makes you feel safe. I must go. And the sprite clone, which was now there to basically be like a safety net of like, hey, yeah, you guys are good. You guys are safe. Is now rejoining with the sprite by Juliet, Jet, and Gwen, staring at Hera. I will not warn you again, Hera. You will not move to the deciding area. I do not wish to start a war because I am weak, but I am not one to back down, even if it means death. And Sir Ashland, stay as clever as you are.
How is it clever to ask for a mother's love, huh?
Because you're asking for a mother's love where there are no mothers in this world. Clever
Sounds
man,
like someone's
clever
getting a little bit pissy.
No, actually, genuinely, I'm not. You're very clever, though. You actually brought someone on my level.
Your level.
I like that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Good to know. And grins. The sort of
I'm
crooked,
Sprite.
high wind grin.
The best kind of grin. As Sprite openly gives what is a bit of his full name. I'm Sprite, guardian, nature of light. A yin to a yang. And he bows to you all. As he makes his way, waiting just here. And with that, Aaron, the moment you move forward to Gwen, that'll be the end of today's session.
One last thing.
Go ahead.
As Aaron walks by, I presume Hera is still at least there for the moment.
She is watching, and since you actually got the copy sprite to walk off from this, she will not dissipate until they return. You have found a way to extend an intervention to an actual stay.
Hera's just like, nah, I'm not trusting this bitch.
It's Hera.
First off, I'm going to go ahead and clarify something real quick before you continue. Sprite's non-binary. So, go ahead and throw that little it's Hera vibe out the window. Secondly, they're on good terms. Sprite's just antsy because he's got blight on his ass. Hera does not have blight on
having a
her ass.
panic attack is what I'm hearing here.
Yeah, Sprite does not have a pantheon of friends to go to. I know that's gonna bite me in the ass when this is posted, but does not have a pantheon to,
be offended with. Bright by themselves is alone because if it were not for the fact that, again, listen closely to my words, Bright the yin to a missing yang. If that yang was not missing, Bright would not be fucking worried about Blight at all. Blight would not be around.
Right. So this has dragged on a little bit long because I decided to fuck around and find out, and I found out I did.
It's the best kind of finding out.
It worked out in my favor, and everyone else's as well. Regardless. Aaron pauses next to Hera. Is much smarter than to actually look toward the god. And goes, "For what it's worth, thank you."
A child never needs to thank a parent until they've left the house. You have not left the house yet, dear.
We'll unpack that later. Gwen! And just walks over. Just like, no, we're not dealing with that right now.
Yeah. Hand out for the Aaron.
Take their hand.
Wow.
You guys ready?
Ready
Never.
as we're going to get, I think.
Yeah, sounds like it. As she's staring at Aaron.
No, you didn't hear that.
Okay. With that, Cayde, Rihanna, and Lex are being guarded by Hera, and you guys begin to make your way towards the pillar, where we will end tonight's session.
And the recording?
Yep.